All right, all right, all right. What's going on, y'all? Mama back, mama back. So what's good? Yeah, I was browsing online about an hour ago and came across something concerning solar storms. And since lately I've been speaking about subjects containing or pertaining to the sun and its effects on Earth in several of my videos that I've been making lately, and other uh, conversation items, sharing information on solar events or whatever. This was very interesting, and so here it is. As you can see, it's in the New York Post, and I think it was posted today. Let me see. It's probably at the bottom. Let me see. I'm trying to see if it was posted today. Two 1/22, filed under Earth, NASA, Space, Sun, Weather. It has February 1st, 22. So I guess it was posted about 9 days ago. Nevertheless, since we've been, you know, talking about this lately on here, then I'm just going to go ahead and read it because it's still, uh, along the thread and lines of speaking about solar activity and impact. And so, and it was posted this month, so, it's still relevant and good information, I suppose. Okay. Well, it says solar storm ejection is headed for Earth tomorrow. So I guess that would have been February the 2nd. And it says how to spot its effects. Okay. I was looking at the little video on there. It says an intense burst of radiation fired from the sun is expected to batter Earth's atmosphere tomorrow, according to space weather trackers. The hot material known as a coronal mass ejection erupted from our closest star on January 30th following an enormous solar flare. It's now on a collision course with our planet, and it is predicted to arrive in the early hours of Wednesday, according to data from NASA's Solar and Heliospheric Observatory. The highly charged cloud of particles could trigger showings of the northern lights at higher latitudes, says astronomer Dr. Tony Phillips. Writing on his website, spaceweather.com, which tracks the sun's activity, he explained that the CME could cause a G2 rated solar storm on Earth. So see, we have been having things related to the sun happening a lot on Earth, and then coming across these movies showing these people's concern for what these activities and impacts and events could eventually lead to here or on their way to leading to here. Let's see. Moderately strong G2 class geomagnetic storms are possible after the CME arrives, Dr. Phillips said. During such storms, auroras can spill out of the Arctic Circle into northern tier U.S. states, from New York to Minnesota to Washington. Illustration of a coronal mass ejection impacting the Earth's atmosphere. So that right there is supposed to be an example of that, of a coronal mass ejection and its impacting of the Earth's atmosphere. Power grids and satellites are in no danger. However, this is a low hazard, auroras only space weather event. And this right here is an aurora, what auroras look like. To me, it looks like plasma. And also, it reminds me of the Incredible Hulk. So, original people, you know, think back to the walls of Kemet, or Egypt, as they say these days, and remember the original people on those walls and the color of their skin. Don't they look alike? The color of the skin there, like Osiris, the Green Man, and comparing that to that, you know, and these things they put in these movies and comic books and everything, knowing that, you know, if you just pay attention long enough and do this research and follow these things long enough, you'll see that they are talking about the original peoples. And when I say the original people, the autochthonous indigenous peoples of the earth, then, you know, either you already know who I'm talking about, or you need to go study to eventually come across the information and eventually come to the conclusion of who it is that I'm speaking about. And so I'll leave it at that. But yeah, that green reminds me of plasma. And I'm noticing lately too that they, like, I've seen a lot of ads online. They are really going all out trying to get people to donate plasma, saying that you can make up to $1,000 and something dollars. I'm seeing ads online, you know, and hearing ads online. They are really trying to get people to donate plasma these days, you know, and they're making it sound or seem like they are willing to, you know, pay a nice little amount every month. You can make up to over $1,000 donating your plasma. I wonder what's going on. I wonder why. What's the rush for plasma these days? Though this is something that's been going on, but I'm seeing it like I'm seeing it more than I have in the past. I like almost every day I'm seeing an ad, maybe more than once a day. Or I know the week is not going to go out without me seeing one or hearing one. So they are really, you know, on this plasma kick. They are really, you know, needing it for some reason. And plasma is a part of the lifeblood, the life force on Earth. But if you think of this solar plasma and the effects it can have on Earth, like, you know, that's energy. It's a certain special type of energy. Just look at it. That's not something regular per se, or, you know, just something idle. That means something. So I'm just thinking of plasma and the Incredible Hulk, and maybe you go look up, you know, how or where the idea from the Incredible Hulk comes from, or whatever. You might get, some deeper knowledge as to what it could be alluding to. But I'm saying think about those pictures on the walls of Commit of the green men and the green people. And then look at this picture and then think of the Incredible Hulk and think of plasma. There's a connection between all of that, I'm sure. Moving on, it says Aurora display over the glacier lagoon. Oh, and remember, I don't know. I am of a certain age bracket, but if there's anybody out there that remembers that movie, The Blue Lagoon with uh, what's her name? It was this blonde, curly head, blonde guy. He was young at the time, and I know that curly blonde hair was supposed to represent or be, a reminder of an afro because the way they had his hair styled in the movie. I don't know if his hair was like that or they may have styled it that way, but it was kind of woody looking, but it was what it was because he was who he was. I don't know if he's still around these days somewhere, but yeah. Uh, what was her name? She was a model, and she's tall. Brooke Shields, yeah, Brooke Shields and this guy that was in the movie back in the '80s. If anybody remembers that, and it kind of made me think of kind of like an Adam and Eve type thing, like the first man and woman. So, like I was saying just a couple of minutes ago about the original peoples, which would be the first peoples on Earth. You know what I'm saying? So, just put all these things together: the plasma, the aurora that looks like plasma, and vice versa. And this right here, Aurora display over the glacier lagoon. And then I'm thinking of this movie, and then I told you how the guy in the movie looked. If anybody just want to go look up the Blue Lagoon online or whatever, or even look at the movie and see if it's something that you could get up out of it. That might be something I do, and see what I see in there. I'm thinking of things from back in the day that when I was younger, it was just what it was then. It was just a movie or entertainment. But now I'm thinking I'm looking at all these things that were possibly context clues and things right in front of my eyes or the eyes of those watching who may not have really known the deeper meaning of what they were looking at the time. So I'm finding it, entertaining and challenging and a learning experience to go back and look at some of these things now that I'm looking at it in hindsight. Yeah. And that's how you train your inner knowing. That's how you train your intuition and your ability to use your subconscious and your unconscious. So Aurora display over the glacier lagoon. Jökull Saurion in Iceland. That's in Iceland. Oh yeah, and that's funny. Like that's over in Iceland. And then I'm then thinking about that makes me think about Antarctica, right? And we've been talking about that lately. Antarctica, solar events, and whatever in these movies, and whatever I'm coming across that's talking about these things and just continuing the thread on. So this is a good thing. we can continue on our conversation and just find all these things that connect. So we're in school here. This is your esoteric school teacher. It's really for both of us. It's for both of us. So we seeking knowledge together and learning together. That's what's up. We're building. It says solar storms are caused by CMEs, which are huge expulsions of hot material called plasma. There we go. From the sun's outer layer. They can lead to the appearance of colorful auroras by energizing particles in our planet's atmosphere. So just think about it. If these solar storms and ejections are energizing the particles in our planet's atmosphere, and we are on the planet, and not only are we on the planet, we are made of the same materials that the planet is made of. So if it's charging them and energizing the planet, then guess what? These things are energizing us too. We are made of the material of Earth. So since we are made of the materials of Earth, and those people that are the multidimensional cosmic people here are made from the matter from the cosmos, this energy is energizing us physically and spiritually. You know, you just have to connect this and put this together. If it's energizing the planet, it's energizing you. And depending on how what the frequency is when these storms and whatever hit the earth, the higher it is, the more we get charged, the more we get energized, and the more it happens. Well, you get the picture, right? Okay then. So each solar storm is graded by severity on a scale of 1 to 5, with a G1 described as minor and a G5 as extreme. See, there are different. It's a scale. There's a scale from 1 to 5. That's what's up. Then right there it says in this handout photo from the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, a major solar eruption is shown in progress October 29th, 2003. So I guess that's an example of right, solar eruption back in 2003. For them to go back to that time, there must have been a major one at that time. But what I'm noticing that they've increased since then. I hear a lot about these in this time, these days. At the upper end of the scale, storms wreak havoc on our planet's magnetic field, which can disrupt power grids and communications networks. Harmful radiation from a flare cannot pass through Earth's atmosphere. Excuse me, whistling through my teeth. Through Earth's atmosphere to physically affect humans on the ground. Harmful radiation. So who is it harmful to? If we are the people of the earth, if we live here, and the sun is good for us, then how is it harming us? As I can see it, the only being that this could be harming is a being that is not an original being of this planet and a foreigner to the planet. I mean, if you're a part of this planet and the sun is good for you and you get vitamin D from it, and it's important to have the sun, I don't see how the flares from the sun could be hurting you or Earth unless you are something that is an outsider to the earth. That's the only way I can see it hurting you or bothering you in any way. I mean, since it's just an energy, you know what I'm saying? If you are aligned with the universe, you're aligned with nature, you're aligned with everything that's connected throughout the universe and creation, and you are an original inhabitant of this place, I don't see how it's hurting you. The only way it could be hurting anything is just not something that originates from this planet. I mean, that's just me reasoning out some things, but you can take what I say with a grain of salt, or you could take it with some whipped cream and a cherry, some chocolate sauce, and some sprinkled nuts and all of that in your mouth. I mean, you do it the way you see fit. But yeah. So harmful radiation from a flare cannot pass through Earth's atmosphere to physically affect humans on the ground. Good, that's wonderful, NASA says. Shamalama lama, I'm your mama. All right, so this one right here, oh, this one is red, the other one was blue. Oh, look at that. Bloods and Crips in the cosmos. Anyway, let me stop that. In this handout, photo from the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, a major solar eruption is shown in progress October 29, 2003. However, when intense enough, they can disturb the atmosphere in the layer where GPS and communication signals travel. I see. Thankfully, Wednesday's flare is not intense enough to impact life or technology on Earth. Woohoo! Yeah! In the past, larger solar flares have wreaked havoc on our planet. Whoosh! Oh, okay, y'all. That's just me being me. You know. Yeah. I like to do things like that. So anyway, in 1989, a strong solar eruption shot so many electrically charged particles at Earth that the Canadian province of Quebec lost power for 9 hours. Eh? Eh? Oh, okay. And so, and this is, more plasma, more plasma. In this handout photo from the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, a major solar eruption is shown in progress. Oh, it's the same thing, but they just showing different, I guess, pictures with different colors. Okay. Well, once again, October 29, 2003. That must have been a major one because they brought it up like 3 times. Rain Man, Rain Man, Rain Man. Okay. As well as causing issues for our tech. They can cause harm to astronauts working on the International Space Station, either through radiation exposure or by interfering with mission control communication. Uh-oh, me. Okay. The Earth's magnetic field helps to protect us from the more extreme consequences of solar flares. Weaker solar flares are responsible for auroras. Oh Lord, I'm so silly. Anyway, weaker solar flares are responsible for auroras like the Northern Lights. Don't worry, y'all. I am not drunk. I don't drink except knowledge. So don't worry. You can't get drunk off this knowledge. Or maybe you can, and it feels so good. So good. So good. We love it. Alright. Okay, so where was I at? Look at me. So, I think we read weaker solar flares are responsible for auroras like the northern lights. Those natural light displays are examples of the Earth's magnetosphere getting bombarded by solar wind, which creates the bright green and blue displays. Beautiful. So the sun is currently at the start of a new 11. All that's relevant because we're getting knowledge out of it from front to back. You know, some of us like it from front to back. Knowledge that is. See, look at y'all. See, look at you. Your mind not supposed to be in the gun. Okay, give me time out. Okay, so the sun is currently at the start of a new 11-year solar cycle, which usually sees eruptions and flares grow more intense and extreme. These events are expected to peak around 2025. Yes, Lord. Sunny on the inside. Sunny on the inside. Yeah, I'm supposed to feel that way. I'm supposed to feel sunny on the inside as well. See, that's the inner glow and knowledge. You want to feel it even though it's nighttime. Because look, it's 10:38 here, and I still feel the sunny side of life within myself. I do. I really do. I do. Okay, so the sun is currently at the start of a new 11-year solar cycle. Awesome. 11, master number. Ha ha ha. And look at that down there. 222. Another master number. 22 and 222. A 1 2. A 1 2. Look at that. Look at that. The one and the other, y'all. See. I know it's a little blurry. I don't know why it's doing that, but see right there. Okay, yeah, my device stopped because I had ran out of room on it, and so the video recorder warned me that I only had a certain amount of space left, and then it proceeded to cut off on me. So I had to deal with that and then come back here. But what I was doing, I was looking at that right there. I was speaking about the master number 11, as we can see right there. We are currently at the start of a new 11-year solar cycle. I was saying previously, and then I was looking at here, the next master number right there, and the day that they posted this, 2 there, 2 and 2 or just 2, but then you got the 1 in the middle. So I was saying a 1 2, a 1 2, 1 2, a 1 2. All right, I did not have to do that. I just had to go back. But anyway, there's a reason for that. It's in my astrological chart. I had to go back to it and finish what I started. But anyway, yeah, that's what's up. I hope I have this turned up loud enough, because I had to do some readjusting when it cut off on me. Let me see something. Hopefully it won't cut off again. I'm trying to see if the volume is up good enough so that you can hear. Okay, yeah, it cut off again. I was trying to turn the volume up. When I do that, for some reason, when I'm in this mode here, it will I guess the controllers can be used for more than one thing. So when it's in video recording mode and you deal with the volume button, it does something else. So, okay. So I'm just gonna put all this together anyway. So I guess it doesn't really matter too much. But okay, well, yeah. So that was about a recent solar event that we just had at the early part of this month, and it's still only like February the 10th, but this is the shortest month of the year. So, with that being said, we're basically almost halfway through this month. So, but as we see there, it said that this is going to impact us though. This is an 11-year cycle that just started. So, in the way it goes, so we should really just be looking out for some interesting things going on our planet for the next 11 years. Whatever takes place. We always stay ever present, but whatever's happening in the present, as we watch and see and observe and participate in the events here on Earth, we will, as long as we do that, we will be able to see whatever changes are going on here as long as we're here to see it. So, alright then. So hopefully this was a time well spent and we both learned something. Yeah. And then if I come across some more information or things come in my path and it just adds on to the thread and we'll just keep building and building and building. That's what it is though. So okay. With us saying all of that, love, peace, light of the higher knowledge, dark matter energy, self-love and self-care, because you can't love anybody else until you learn to love yourself. And ascension. Ashe.